So there's a particular type of condo townhouse that has done exceptionally well here in the city in 2015. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the type it is and why it's so popular in this episode of Selling Toronto. Stay tuned, everybody. So we all know there's an extreme abundance of different types and categories of houses in the city. Condo townhouses is certainly one of those categories. But the type of condo townhouse that I'm specifically focusing on today is a subset of the category as a whole. And these types of condo townhouses can be categorized by their age. They don't really have much curb appeal, I'll be honest, they don't look very good. But they function and live almost like a house with a basement, multi-level living, and you don't have any neighbors above or below you. And some may even have a garage. And I like to call them block townhouses because they occupy neighborhood streets and blocks. Now, they're typically individual units where you occupy the entire house, and they still have maintenance fees attached to them. They are normally in good locations in the city, near major arteries, but they're definitely not going to be in as good of a location as a condo where you can walk to the subway. And in 2015, we've seen a sudden surge in demand and popularity for this type of house because they offer more space, what I like to call the BBG. So the basement, the backyard, and the garage. And in some areas in the city, last year, they were selling for, very little fanfare and not crazy bidding wars for, around $408,000. But this year, in the exact same neighborhood, they have shot up to $600,000 and even beyond that. That's crazy for 1 year's gains. I'm looking at you guys, shops at Don Mills. So what we're seeing is that many home buyers are realizing that freehold living is just becoming too unaffordable and unattainable right now. But I won't waste any more of your time, guys. We're gonna get right into why you came here to watch this video. So in this episode, we're gonna talk about how to choose a condo townhouse with the greatest resale potential. You still with me? Okay. So these block townhouses are typically pretty old. They're usually around 30 to 40 years old. So expect them to look dated, okay? And certain things will need to be replaced or repaired. And some of these places will require major surgery to bring it up to 2015 standards. But don't be fooled by the polish and the finish, the finishings and the shiny things, okay? Because what you're looking for here is space, size, function. If it were up to me in this market, I would always choose space and function first, because you can always bring in a contractor, a renovator, or a designer to completely help you revamp it into a usable and functional living space. But if it's small and the layout doesn't work and it's a cramped floor plan, you can't really do very much with those types of things unless you want to get into the major renovations, which I don't really recommend. So the general idea is you want to choose something that actually looks and feels like a house. If it doesn't, then I would probably stay away with those, because you have to remember, why are people buying these condo townhouses in the first place? Because they're trying to get away from the small, unversatile space that is the condo that they're living in. So the greatest distance or the greatest difference in the type of property that you have compared to a townhouse, the better position you're going to be in. What you want to do is you want to choose more than 2 bedrooms. So what you're really looking for is you're looking for a 3-bedroom house, because families are getting smaller these days. People are really only having maybe about 2 kids maximum, because it's just a lot of work and they're quite expensive to take care of. So 3 on the top floor is definitely something you want to go for. That's if you can even get it, because the demand has been so strong for 3-bedroom townhouses that, what we're seeing now is people actually settling for 2-bedroom townhouses just to get out of living in a condo, because they're using the finished basement as a rec room, an office, or possibly even a 3rd bedroom. Essentially, what you're looking for is something that is suited to the times, because as we all know, a lot of people are working from home these days. So, having an extra room for an office, a home-based office or a home-based business is actually quite crucial for people. Now, back to the point of the BBG, as I like to call it, the basement, backyard, and garage, is a long time ago, these spaces were considered just an afterthought. These were spaces that were bonus, an extra, or something that was dirty and musty and you didn't really want to hang out there. But as the city has grown and become a lot busier, these spaces have become much more useful and valuable. So if you're going to look for a property, try to make sure that you at least get one, maybe at least two of the BBG for greater resale potential. So for example, if you can get all three, then get all three. It's probably going to cost you a little bit more, but it's also going to preserve the value of the property too. Now, if you just get a property that has just a finished basement and just a backyard, but it doesn't have a garage, I'd say you're still doing okay too, because people have become accustomed to not having a parking spot, a la condos. I do want to reiterate the point. Do not get deterred by the age and the lack of renovations. Those types of changes can be made and swapped out in a weekend if it's done by a professional. What you're really focusing on is space, function, and flow. Cosmetics and aesthetic things are easy to deal with, guys, let's be honest. Okay, maintenance fees. Sadly, that's where we are in the market today, guys. We've come accustomed to paying maintenance fees, but people just want more for their money. You know, so actually, even at the end of the day, you might be paying more in maintenance fees for a condo townhouse, but you're getting so much more space, you're getting so much more versatility and privacy as well, too. And you would probably come to expect to pay around $400 to $500 in maintenance fees plus utilities for these types of condos. But what I see a lot of home buyers doing today is they're playing the long game. You know, they're realizing that these condo townhouses don't have a pool, they don't have a gym to maintain, they don't have a theater room, they don't have all these different extra additional things that you've got to pay for. So they realize that the increase in the maintenance fees is going to be relatively muted or small, maybe just keeping up with the pace of inflation. And they usually cover things like snow removal, lawn care, landscaping, you know, the maintenance for your parking spot. And sometimes they'll even include things like water as well too. And with what we see with some of these condo townhouses is the maintenance and the management company will actually take care of the roofing or exterior things outside of the house, such as a fence, windows, and even doors, which is a nice plus to have. And if you're paying around 20 cents to 40 cents per square foot in maintenance fees for these types of block townhouses, I think you're doing just fine. So imagine if you have a 1,000 square foot condo townhouse and you're paying only about $300 in maintenance fees, you're golden. But as a disclaimer, guys, you should always check the status certificate, and you should actually have your lawyer and your agent inspect the status certificate to understand how the fees have been increasing and what it actually covers, because it's different for every single corporation. Do your due diligence before submitting an offer. Okay, guys? So thank you for watching, everyone, as I hope you found this video useful and helpful to you in case you're in the market for a condo townhouse. If you are thinking of selling your condo townhouse this fall, you should definitely give me a call, because I really love seeing fireworks, depending on the area you're in, of course. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel so you will always get fresh new video content right to your email inbox. And please be sure to like, comment, or leave me some feedback. I really appreciate it. And as always, if you have a personal question, please feel free to add and like me on Facebook so that you can private chat me, and I'll do my best to answer your very personal question. I'm always here to help, guys. So until next time, take care. We'll see you in the next one.